David Carl Lee, JF Kennedy International Airport, New York. Dear Owner Verify, I am David C. Lee, Chief Inspection Agent, United Nations Inspection Unit at John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York. Working hand in hand with Department of Homeland Security and US Customs and Border Protection. During our investigation, I discovered an abandoned shipment from a diplomat from London, UK, and when scanned, it revealed an undisclosed sum of money in a metal trunk box, weighing approximately 25 kilograms each. The consignment was abandoned because the content was not properly declared by the consignee as money. Rather, it was declared as personal effect to avoid diversion by the shipping agent, and also the diplomat's inability to pay for non-inspection fees. On my assumption, each of the boxes will contain about $3 million to $4 million each, and the consignment is still left in the storage house till today. The consignment are two metal boxes with weight of about 25 kilograms each. Internal dimension W61 by H156 by D73 centimeters. Effective capacity 110 pounds. Approximately, the details of the consignment including your name and address, the official document from United Nations office in London are tagged on the metal trunk boxes. Provide your name, phone number and full home address to cross-check if it corresponds with the name and address on the consignment, including the name of nearest airport around your city and other details. You can send the required details to me by email for onward delivery. All communication must be held extremely confidential. I can get everything concluded within 5 to 6 hours upon your acceptance and proceed to your address for delivery if you assure me of sharing the content 30% for me, 70% for you on arrival to your house. I wanted to transact this business with you and share the money, since the shipper has abandoned it and disappeared. I pay for the non-inspection fee and arrange for the boxes to be moved out of this airport to your address by myself, but I will share it 30% 70% with you. Make sure to respond via my direct email, davidlee01 jfkairport@gmail.com. Below is my direct telephone number. Call me as soon as you receive this. Mail and send me all the requested information to my email. David C. Lee, Inspection Unit, +1 332 249 7194.
This email is a scam. I'm sure many of you have seen this style of email before and known what it was immediately. However, the truly disgusting thing about these is that they are made with the goal of tricking the most vulnerable members of society, such as the elderly. Although you and I may look at this email and shrug it off, many people, like the aforementioned group, lack the experience with the internet to see through such evil manipulations. With this in mind, we decided to start our channel to promote the practice of scambaiting, wasting the time of these terrible people so that those more prone to falling for scams will encounter scammers less. Join me in this video as we go down the rabbit hole that is my exchange with the scammer going by the alias of David Carl Lee. The conversation started with me forwarding the email shown on screen to my Scambaiting email address via a service known as YOP Mail. See our setup video for more information. After reading David's email, I knew he was a prime target to mess with, so I responded, "This sounds like a corking deal, my mate. I'd love to share the money. After all, God told us that sharing is indeed caring. Or was that Auntie Trudy? By heck, I'm confused. Who gets 30% and who receives 70%? We are talking about a sum of potentiometerally $8 million dollar United States dollar here, and they don't want to get confused now, do we, when talking about that kind of money? My details are below. Phone number 24 Cross Street, Widnes, Cheshire, WA86LS, United Kingdom. Address Samuel Schtuck. Name 05818 649 185. Cheers, my laddie, Sam. This acknowledgement of his script was all David needed. He was on the line. It's important to acknowledge the fact that the details I sent to David are all false, and you should never give your details to these people. David soon shot back with an attempt to further his plan. In his haste to continue his story, however, David ended up asking for the details that I'd already given him, stating,
Thanks for your response. Like I told you in my first mail, I have to re-emphasize of your assurance of my percentage, because as soon as I finish with the arrangement of paying for the non-inspection fee, I will be flying to your airport with the boxes. We board first-class flight due to this virus going on to avoid any stress on transit till I get to you for delivery and sharing of the funds as agreed. Please do not fail to send your information and your phone number. I arrive at JF Kennedy International Airport, New York. I want to inform you that I was instructed to deliver your consignment boxes by the United Nations. UN. My dear friend, you can trust me because the authorities instruct me this time to deliver your consignment boxes immediately. You can kindly forward your phone number to avoid delaying in the transaction. I will not lie to you. The only fee you will assist me on is just the demur rage fee, nothing more. You can always text me on WhatsApp only with this phone number 1-332-249-7194. Please, all our communication on phone should be brief, because I don't want any of my colleagues to suspect me, as you know that I am still in active service. Though, I know that we are not supposed to do this, as I am supposed to declare the content of the boxes, but the authorities here will confiscate the consignment or return it to UN office in UK. But due to my financial situation now, I have no other option than to do it, to save my future and the future of my family. You have to guarantee of my share to me, as well as assisting me in the payment of the storage fee, because I will finalise every arrangement before 12 noon EDT tomorrow, and I will board the flight and proceed to meet you with the boxes. Please, I don't want to deal with any other person or party in this transaction, because I have to protect my legitimate service with United Nations. As soon as I conclude all arrangement, I will send my flight schedule and a copy of my passport to you for facial identification upon my arrival at your airport. You have to come on with your phone number and contact once I'm able to leave here, so that I'm able to avoid mistakes. Expecting to hearing from you, Mr. David Carl Lee.
I used this as an opportunity to tell him that he already had my details, as well as scolding him for not responding to my question of who received what percentage. Hi, I sent my details in my previous message, but you still haven't answered my question. Who gets 30% of the money, and who gets 70% of the money? This needs to be clear before we can move on. I have sent you my details, what's next? Thanks, Sticky Sam. David responded by pushing his story more, and asked me to send a $900 fee to a new character, Gina Versace, in order to help the boxes of money get through customs. He asked if I could provide a counting machine, and wanted to know if he should rent a taxi to my fake address. David provided 2 obviously fake identification documents and a supposed scan of the money taken at JFK. Note that on the ID documents, different versions of his name appeared on each. The bank details he provided were reported to Chase Bank. I responded by saying that I would pay the fee only if he would answer my question, as well as adding a second question about Gina Versace. Please, before we move on, can you ever so kindly answer my question? Who gets 70% of the 8 million and who gets 30% of the 8 million? Please, this is important that this is sorted before I pay you. Also, I noted that the person to be paid has a surname of Versace. Is Gina the owner or related to the owners of the popular designer clothing brand? I'd love to meet her if she is. Do kindly answer these questions before I pay the $900 fee. Stan. I also sent a short follow-up stating that I had no machine to count the $8 million we would share, and admitting to several crimes in the process. Unfortunately, I do not own a counting machine, so we will have to use manual labour instead. Apologies, Derek. Fortunately, I run a money laundering scheme, so counting large piles of notes is not an issue for me and my colleagues. Perhaps I should tell a few about the deal and they can help out. I'll rent a cab for you, David. You've already paid $250 out of your own pocket, so I think that's enough. Cheers, expecting to hear from you soon, Sam. David simply ignored these crimes and finally sent me the percentage split, as well as details for the bank account again. In this deal, I of course received 70% of the money in order to make it more enticing. At this point, the conversation was going nowhere, so I decided to try and end it by telling him I'd get the cab company, the police, to pick him up. Thank you very much indeed for confirming the percentages to me. That is much appreciated, and I know we can do great business together again in the future. I will send the $900 to you straight away. Maybe then we can talk about Gina Versace. I know we have pending business to attend to. I called the cab to JFK Airport. Look out for someone called Sergeant Stephen Knight, cab company, the police. Hope we can do more business together in the future. Stamuel. In a move that can only be seen as sheer greed, combined with foolishness, David simply ignored this email and continued to ask for money.
Get the fee, send now, and attach the payment slip.
I confidently responded with a fake money transfer receipt, and also a nod towards my previous attempt at scaring David. I've completed the transfer. Here is the transfer slip. How did the police treat you? Sticky Sam. David noticed the deliberate mistakes I had made on the receipt and came back with the following email.
Sir, please resend the payment slip in full, with the sender's name to appear in the receipt.
I responded with an overly sarcastic reply, promising to get the problem sorted immediately. Oh no! I appear to have made a mistake. The recipient name is also wrong. Oh dear. I'll get this sorted as soon as possible. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I think the bank's printer may have run out of ink. I hadn't noticed the missing information before. I'll make my way there now. I'm only 30 seconds away to cancel the payment to you and make the correct one to Gina Versace, founder of the popular designer clothing brand. I'll take a cartridge of ink as well, just in case. Cheers, Sachu Emil. I followed up 10 minutes later with the correct receipt, pretending absolutely nothing was wrong. Any other person reading this email would have noticed it immediately. However, let's not forget we're dealing with David here. Hello again. I've cancelled the incorrect payment to you and remade it to be paid out to Gina Versace instead, as I was initially instructed. Apologies for the screw-up. The bank assured me that all information on the payment slip was correct and present, and they apologised to me and also extended that apology to you as well. I explained I was making a very important business deal with a colleague who I did not want to mistrust me. I hope this is not the case. The correct payment slip is below. Nice doing business with you. Sam Tewell. David, seemingly having his hunger for receipts satisfied, ignored this and diverted his attention to something else. He said,
Sir, please send me your real phone number.
Outraged that he would accuse me of lying, I responded in an irritated tone. Then I asked him how to proceed now I had sent the money. This was in order to prod another response out of him, as of course there would be no money transfer. 01385 920 481. This is my real phone number. Why do you not believe me? I've cooperated with you to the fullest extent wherever possible, and I'd like to think $900 says I'm a trustworthy man. You are talking to me as though I've misled you or made things difficult for you. This is absolutely not the case. Sam Chueul. I do not like using a mobile device. They are far too clunky and mine does not work very well, owing to the fact that it fell down a drain the other day. Conversation via email is fine. Let me know what should happen next now I have made the payment to you. Thanks, Stan Sam. David quickly diverted back onto the topic of receiving the transfer.
Sir, when did they send the fee? We be reflected to the USA account.
I responded to him by reassuring him and then allowing him some time to breathe, saying, Hi Derek, the bank told me, and as stated on the payment receipt, that the funds would be transferred today, although they said to allow an extra 12 hours because the transfer was made towards the end of the bank's opening hours. I can see from my end that the funds have left my account and a processing label has been placed on our transfer listed in my account. As a result, it may take until tomorrow morning for the funds to show in Gina's account, but be rest assured that they will. Anyway, how am I going to know it's you delivering the boxes containing my cut of the $8 million? Please describe yourself so I know who to look out for. I feel the need for a passcode as well, because you never know who could be turning up at your doorstep these days. Please quote the phrase, they throw cabbage that turns your brain into emotional baggage, upon your arrival, so I know for sure that it is you. I understand that this passphrase is a bit long, but it concretely ensures that no one else can guess it. After all, $8 million needs a military level of security. Perhaps I should call them round as well for a cup of tea. Cheers, Smackual. A short while later, David responded, clearly angry that the money had not reached him yet.
Hello, sir. What is happening? Miss Gina Versace bank officials complained the slip you sent is being edited.
Interestingly enough, David also let it slip that the bank officials were the ones who said the receipt was fake, which means it's possible that he actually went to the bank with a copy of a receipt, which is extremely satisfying to know that I may have wasted a significant portion of their time. I responded in a sarky, demeaning manner, followed by another reassurance that he would definitely get his $900 fee, which I'll make clear that I have no intention of sending money to a scammer. It is certainly not edited. I don't know what bank Miss Gina Versace uses or what, frankly, inadequate training that bank's officials have, but I can completely assure you that it is not edited or faked in any way imaginable, and the transfer is in the process of going through. Please, I'm asking you to wait until the morning, then you will see that it is 100% legitimate. I would not risk upsetting a business partner by faking our business. I am a reliable and honest man. In the meantime, please give me a quick description of yourself so I know it's you coming to collect the boxes. You don't have to remember the passcode. You could just show me the email when you get here. Cheers! Sam. What date are you thinking of coming with the boxes, David? I'm available any time this week. In the inconceivable event of the transfer failing, I can always try and send the transfer with a different bank. I use two to split up my business and personal funds. Thanks, Samuel. However, David clearly had no intention of coming to my address any time soon.
Sir, till now we have not seen any money yet. Please can you send us transaction history showing that the money was successful?
As you can see, David is a very impatient man and he wasn't buying what I was sending him for a second. I responded telling him that I could not screenshot my transaction history, and this is actually the truth with many banking apps. I also gave him the option of a transfer from a separate bank account, which was simply a ploy to buy me more time. The chain of messages that follows now is nothing but pure confusion.
I resend you United Kingdom bank account to resend the fee, okay?
Sounds like a plan, David. Maybe the payment hasn't gone through because it's quite a large payment to be sending to a foreign country. Hopefully this works this time. I am eagerly awaiting my delivery of my 70% cut of $8 million. Cheers, Bob.
Sir is not a plan, and we have not received the fee yet, okay? But we can still wait and see, or I can send you UK bank account to resend it.
Of course it's a plan, David. You are planning, or otherwise, intending to send me the UK bank account details. It's the same we have here in the UK. Maybe it doesn't translate well in American. It's just a way of saying, yes, that sounds good, please go ahead. Sorry if you don't understand this. I say we give it until Monday, then the bank has the weekend to process it, and if it still hasn't appeared in Gina's account by then, we can try the transfer to the UK account instead. Thank you for your patience. I know this is frustrating, but you must understand it is way out of our control. Cheers!
Okay, sir. Let wait and see, okay?
I'm appreciating your enthusiasm, David. Clearly we are perfect for each other to do business again in future. We'll speak on Monday, I suppose, to talk about the transfer.
Okay, let wait till Monday, okay?
At this point, I simply replied with an indeed, as I thought he was going to keep replying forever, so I gave it until Monday. On Monday, I gave him a short message, essentially asking if the fake funds had gone through. He confirmed that he had received no money, so he sent me a UK bank account and asked me to try paying the fee there instead. Unfortunately, this time I could not find a place to report this UK bank account. At this point, David must have been fed up of waiting around for the money he more than likely knew by now was never going to come. As a result of this, he actually noticed the web address of the fake receipt generator slapped onto the bottom of the fake transfer slip I had sent previously. He responded with a blunt, "You know what you've done," email, which only contained a copy of the fake money transfer slip. I made it out as though it was all David's fault. David, what are you doing? I'm sensing some foul play here. Do you seriously think that I'm going to fall for some cheap, dirty, online receipt faker? What are you even trying to do? It's not as if you're trying to fake the transfer of $900 to someone, is it? I demand that you explain yourself at once. Your behaviour is unacceptable, and in fact I was just about to click pay to make the $900 transfer to PFS Bank, but your behaviour has made me not want to do that. Instead, please deduct the $900 from my 70% cut of the 8 million euros United States dollars dollar. The whole process would have been much quicker if you'd suggested this from the get-go. Did the police sergeant from the cab company ever turn up at JFK? Good afternoon. To my utter amazement, David then responded to my illogical babble, practically begging for a payment. He was still somehow not ready to give up yet. He said,
Sir, you made a fake transfer and you downloaded the slip you edited from fake website. Do get the fee transfer from your personal bank account to the UK bank account information I sent you, and forward the payment slip to me for us to finalise this transaction today.
I responded now with a complete cop-out of a response, where all I did was make excuses, as well as reference a legendary scambaiting YouTuber, Atomic Shrimp. I've made the payment, but the bank I use for business doesn't give out paper receipts anymore, only ones in the app, as part of their new eco-friendly policy. I cannot screenshot the receipt as we have discussed previously, and I do not have another device that should have read it to take a picture of the transfer with. Please wait 2 to 3 days for the payment to clear and appear in your bank account. Be rest assured and guided accordingly. Sticky Chicken Skewer Sam. That should read, I do not have a device to take a photo of the in-app receipt with. Thank you for your anticipating patience in this matter, Bob the Builder. After this point, a couple of days had passed and I had received no response, so I decided to poke the bear one more time with a short message that I hoped to elicit a desperate response from. David, have you received the payment? I've got refreshments waiting for you. It was at this point that I received this notification, stating that my message couldn't be delivered to David. At this point I was jumping for joy, and actually shouted out in excitement in real life. This meant that either he deleted his account, or that Google terminated it. Because of this, he will have had to waste even more time making a new email account, which is very pleasing for me. Sadly, as of the making of this video, a Scambaiter friend replied to another scam email from a David Carl Lee, who went by a very similar, if not the same email address, which unfortunately means he either managed to get the account back, or that he has made a new one. Either way, it resulted in a waste of his time, which is still extremely satisfying. I think that this just highlights how easy it is to get away with these terrible scams in the world we live in. Thank you very much for watching our first Scambaiting video. If you enjoyed this, then feel free to like and subscribe, as this greatly helps out the channel and allows us to grow our platform. Comments and constructive criticism is also very much appreciated. Take care, and always keep an eye out for scams.